To start with Tinker's Construct, we need to know how to add it to Minecraft. There are different versions. I'm using 19.2 in this case. In the description, you'll find a link. As you can see, it's a hugely popular mod with 160 million downloads. We'll head to the files section, go to mod loaders and select Forge. Here we'll see a ton of different versions. We can choose whichever version we prefer. The latest update is 1.19.2, which looks promising with 140,000 downloads. Just click the three buttons, hit get file and save it in your Minecraft mods folder. Where's this folder located? It's in the Windows section down below. Type %app data %, go to Minecraft, then to the mods folder. If we don't have this folder, right click new folder and name it mod. Inside this folder is where we'll save Tinker's Construct, which is, as you can see, I also have Mantle installed. Mantle is necessary for Tinker's Construct, so let's click on it and go to Relations. In Relations it says optional dependency, but I insist you have it. Then there's Mantle, which is required. So go to Mantle, Files, Mod Loaders, Forge, select version 1.15.1.2, click get file, save it in the same mods folder I just mentioned. We'd save it here, as you can see. I should have it here, okay? There's the exact same version and everything. So with this, you'll have Minecraft ready. Make sure to open Minecraft with Forge software, version 1, 19.2. For Forge, just search forge.minecraft.net, and it should come up, okay? That's all. Alright, let's start with the Tinker's Construct mod. There are different types of slime, including the typical slime balls you always find. For example, we have slime steel, right? Slime steel is simply a block made of slime steel ingots, but there's also sky slime, you know? As we can see, slime steel is made from sky slime, a serrated stone, and molten iron. So, how can we find sky slime? Well, they spawn on these platforms here where the slimes will generate. Sky slimes will spawn here, and these structures or mini biomes appear in the air. From there, we can easily obtain sky slime without any... How to get ender slime. This product here, the ender slime block, and all these items are from the end dimension. We'll go to the end, obviously called ender, where we have a chance to find these ender slimes, okay? We'll likely find them on islands like this one, got it? They're purple and in the end. On islands like this, we need to climb up, and that's where we'll find these slime. When killed, they'll drop the slime. How do you get ichor? Ichor is this product here. If we search the compass with only Tinkers installed, we'll see there's no way to, or at least it seems there's no way to obtain. So how do you get ichor balls, for example? Well, ichor balls are obtained through other mods. Ichor is an integration from other mods like Thaumcraft or Blood Magic, so it's not in this mod alone, but requires other compatibility. How to get cobalt? It's found in the nether, bluish in color. Let's see what pickaxe we need. There are many in the mod, but we need an iron one, not gold. It takes a while to mine, as we can see. When we break it, we'll get this element here, which is cobalt, raw cobalt, which we smelt to get ingot. In other versions, there was copper. Copper is also an important element. Minecraft has now added copper itself, but since it didn't before, this mod included it in older versions. It's in the overworld and called copper. How does the part builder work? As you can see, the part builder lets us add basic elements at the start of the game to create our own custom part. We start with a pattern made from 2 planks and 2 sticks. We place it and add a basic material like a log. We can make plates here like a large plate for shields and such. We can also make them from cobblestone or any material we want. Then we can combine these parts here, for example, to make sword. If we have the right tool, we can craft a sword. I make the sticks, then find a small blade. Now I can make a stone sword by putting these parts together, selecting them, and crafting it. How does the Tinker Station work? Well, once we've crafted all the parts, which we can make using the part builder or other methods I'll show later, we can go to the Tinker Station, for example, and select here that we want to make a sword. For the sword, we're told we need these sticks and these parts here. These sticks are basically tool handles and a small blade. You click here and voila, we have our sword. We can see all its stats and what this sword can do at a glance. How does the part chest work? We open it and it only has one area. Well, the part chest allows us to store all kinds of parts, okay? There, you can see it, for example. I start adding different parts or casts, okay? The part chest should store them all in theory. You can see it doesn't take all of them, but now I'm looking for small blades, okay? Look. We have a ton of parts. I start picking them up and it lets me store all these parts. It only lets me store 8, okay, each type. What's the purpose of the Tinker's chest? Does it have any specific... Well, it's basically a chest like any other, but it stores items in stacks of 16 and is designed for Tinker's eye. It can hold parts, tools, and all types of minerals used in Tinker's Construct. It has an ender chest vibe, but as we can see, it's not actually an ender chest. Its crafting recipe is shown here. The pattern is made like this, and that's about it. How does the cast test work? Used to save casts. Ideally, we'd make them golden, right? We open it, we can store cats or different cats. For some reason, it's not working well for me. I think it's because they're the same. That's why it wasn't letting me. 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, see there? It worked. I was storing the same one. It allows a maximum of 4. You know there are red sand cats and gold ones. Gold ones can be used permanently, while sand ones are single use. How do you get Sered brick? This item is crucial for making Sered brick. Used to craft the typical furnace, the element fusion, and it's where we'll get most mineral, and the core of the Tinker's mod. So we'll need lots of bricks made by melting grout. Grout is just clay, sand, and gravel. There's another recipe, but basically melt it for 4 Sered brick pieces. Here we have Sered stone, mined as Sered cobblestone, made with molten clay and cobblestone. It's more complex but can be automated, which is worth noting, and that's how you obtain this item. How do you get scorched brick? This crucial item is needed not just for a diffusion furnace, but for the advanced diffusion furnace, right? Well, scorched brick is basically obtained from I meant scorched bricks with an S is made from scorched brick, and scorched brick is made from nether grout. Don't worry about nether grout, it's just a crafting ingredient. It's not found naturally, but made with magma cream, gravel, and any type of soul block, okay? Soul sand, soul soil, it doesn't matter. We'll need a lot of this to make those furnaces or smelters, whatever you want to call them, okay? Melters, as they're specifically called in Tinker's construct, and that's it. How does the heater work? The heater basically functions like a small oven. As you can see, if I open this shred melter and right click, it says it must be placed on a fuel tank or heater to work. So a fuel tank would be any tank, really. It says fuel tank here, but it can also be a shredding tank, no problem. Specifically a fuel tank, this particular item here. Let's put a fuel tank and place the melter on top, and with the normal tank, boom, as you can see, it works. It works with any type of tank. The melter simulates a tank. Tanks store energy, like this one, storing blazing blood, which is a fuel. If we don't have advanced elements like blazing blood, we must use a heater. The heater converts the mod's main elements, made with 8 shred brick. Minecraft's main elements like coal or primary fuel can be used to get your first item, like molten copper here and so. How does the melter work? The melter is mainly used in early game to get the smelter and control. As you can see, the melter needs a fuel tank or heater when right click. It requires any type of tank or heater placed on top. Heaters or fuel tanks like these elements here provide fuel. They supply fuel through liquids, fusions, or various other elements. The heater uses typical fuel like coal, similar to a normal furnace. Place the heater here and you can start melting things with the melter. Like simple item, copper ore, starts melting it. For example, add a faucet, then a casting basin, or even a tank and wait for it to melt. It'll take a while, but once melted, right click to pour the copper, forming a block once it's cooled. How does casting basin? Well, once we have everything set up, we have a melter. And below that we have a fuel source like a heater or any type of fluid tank, right? What we do is add a faucet, okay? The faucet spits out this liquid, which is copper in this case, got it? And the copper flows into the casting basin. The casting basin stores this material and forms it into a block, see? You might be thinking, what's the big deal? Well, let me explain. Here in this process, we've converted copper ore, right? I put in 3 copper ores and now I have 1 copper block with room for more. As you can see, with just 1 or 2 ores, okay? We get a whole block of that mineral, giving us an insane yield, got it? Getting a return of almost 7.75 times the input, something like that. If you want to round it to 9, go ahead, alright? But it's around there. It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? How does the casting table work? We have the casting basin here, which converts fluids into blocks, making minerals much more profitable. The unprocessed mineral. But casting is for making cast. What are cast? Well, we have different types. I'll try to grab all of the same kind. Here are the axe cast. Let's put this here. How much gold is in this? Let's give it a try. I put this cast in a casting and right click. Well, that's odd. It's not working. It should pour the liquid, fill the cast, and create a specific piece. Let's see if it works with this gold cast. There it is, perfect. Now we have this gold mold. I'll try another one. Maybe it's because I got them from creative mode, which is buggy. I'll grab the ingot one to see if it works. Alright, ingots work like, as you can see, the sand one breaks after one use, which is pretty disappointing. The gold one, however, is permanent. Now here's the question. How do you make a cast? Well, you take an ingot, gold in this case, fill it, and you'll lose the gold ingot, but you'll get a permanent cast. This process works for all casts, regardless of time. This only works with gold. How do we get gold? We simply take gold and toss it into this smelt, which I'll show you in future videos. How does the faucet work? The faucet basically transports elements. As you can see, there are 2 types. What's the difference between? Well, one has a faster capacity to pour elements, I think. Not sure, to be honest. So I'll grab different casting basins and place them. This will essentially fill them up. Let's say I want to fill all these casting basins. We'll break this, connect it to a drain. This is a drain. Put it up here and start connecting for the second type, third channel, transport. While third faucet pours direct. You might ask, does this mean I can't put gold in the channel? Not true. We can shape it differently, as we're seeing, to drop items right below. If we click once, just once, it'll pour underneath. There we have it. So now what we're going to do, or what we should do, is put this last one here. I ended up leaving everything in one block as the faucet was causing it. I just put a normal faucet here on the drain, and now you right click. As you can see, it'll start filling up as much as it can, pouring all the gold it has. There it goes, pouring all the gold. Drip, 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 drip. If we right click now, the gold flow stops. So keep that in mind. And when you have little left, we'll try to use it all up. Not for nothing, but if we pull too much, it'll get stuck. I can finish filling this up, and there it is, okay? If you overdo it, tiny drops will remain, but they're insignificant for long-term use. There are complex techniques to avoid losing any, like reinvesting it inside, which can be done, okay? But, well, that's a bit more advanced. How does the Smeltery controller work? We'll place this element here on top of a 3x3 seared bricks base, or depending on the type of Smeltery controller we're using. But, yes, in this case, the Smeltery always works with seared bricks, and what we need to do is place a 3x3 base and build it up. I think this level should be enough. Let me check. Let's check. Look, we can use it now, just one level, and it's usable. As you can see, this is the capacity, and it's very limited. You're wondering if I extend it here, can it be used? So let's try it, yes. And as you can see, there's more capacity. The limit is crazy. We could keep extending this until tomorrow, and keep in mind that you don't need to fill the corners. I won't add corners now. I did before, but now I won't. And look, boom, all that capacity just increased, and we can keep building up. I mean, this capacity is just insane. So this is how the Smeltery controller works, basically. You take gold ore, for example, or I think gold blocks work too. Let's throw in gold ore there. And what this should do is store it. It's not storing now because some parts are missing. We'll place it manually, and as you see, everything goes in. What do we need to set this up? Well, we need a sear chute. Then it's important to have fuel. Nothing's melting now because the tank's empty. So we should have a tank here, like a searing tank. You don't lose anything if you don't place it. Here you'd put lava or whatever you used to melt. See? Now everything starts melting, and where do we pour it out? Well, this would be the capacity. Pour it out, you'd need a drain. Get the drain, faucet. Place the drain, bam. I think I'll put it in this tank here. Once the gold's melted, how does the drain work? Once we've built the Smeltery, the drain here pours out the liquids inside. Let's stop the source and grab another ore. I'll pick a random one. Not sure if diamond melts. It's my first try. The diamond should start melting. It's not. So it might need stronger fuel, like the fuel tank. Now it's melting with blazing blood. That's doing the trick. Let's wait. I'm showing this because you can have different layers liquid soul. You get all by accident. There's the liquid diamond. I select it and it's below. Put this tank here and grab a new one. The diamond liquid pours here. Useful if you want to keep gold, but not diamond. How does the tank work? Well, there are many types of tanks, right? But they all basically do the same thing, okay? Some tanks store ingots, others store liquid. Most tanks generally store in liquid form. As you can see, here we have the ingot. They all have the same storage capacity. It's a bit, well, it's kind of silly, honestly. There are many versions, but they all end up doing the same thing. For example, we have this ingot tank here. I'll place it down. I'll tell it to give me gold so you can see. As you can see, it's the one on the right. Compared to fluid tanks, they work similar. They're responsible for storing the liquids we pour in. We might use these liquids as fuel in the fuel, or in this case, tanks are simply for storage. We don't want to use it, right? We can keep it here without any problem. How does the chute work? I'm going to place this element here inside what would be the surface. There's the chute, and if we can access its interface, we basically connect a hopper, and what we'll do is take any type of ore like this one here, throw it in the hopper, and the chute will auto refill. As you can see in the furnace, the deep slate ores are being used up. That's because the chute is placing them. The ores will melt as long as there's lava, okay? Lava, fuel. In my case, there's blazing blood here, okay? But yeah, that's what it does. How does the duct work? This element here can be used for various things. Usually we'll grab a copper can. We use this element together with a copper can to... Can't recall that part. I don't have... Start casting table. You take the copper can and choose which element to extract. Say, molten iron. We right-click the faucet. As you see, the copper can is now full of molten iron. And add more. Right-click again. No, change it. Right-click. Now we connect a duct to it. It allows liquid input and output, which can be useful. We'll add a copper can. And if I use a faucet here and here, it'll only pull iron, regardless of order. If I put iron at the bottom or top, it extracts iron directly. Obviously, the extraction here is slow. There's nothing. Can we pour liquids here? Well, there's a way to test that. So let's grab the blazing lot, for example, from this tank. I filled it for you. Perfect. Now, let's see if it works. I'll do it my way. I'm pretty sure it's possible, but I'd like to check this here. The faucet here, pour. Doesn't seem to work. It's giving me this other fluid that's inside. Even try the can. It needs the can of that specific material. See, with the right can, I've put molten iron. This is molten iron. As you can see, it's filling up. It's filling there. I knew it could be done. So there you have another little feature of the mod. Alright, let me explain how the can works again. Basically, you craft a copper can using 3 iron ingots. Here's the recipe. You also need to make a seared casting table. Place it down. Right click the seared casting table to see the can option. Oh, I just accidentally broke the furnace. I just broke their furnace. That can't be good. I'll do it on the other side. I really did break their furnace. Let's say you want to use molten gold, for example. Select it, right click, and the copper can will start filling up. As you can see, the copper can is gold type. It can't be changed, not changeable. So you take the copper can and put it in a duct. There's an input and output. How to get blazing blood. Okay, I've got this full here. I'm going to reset it. That was cruel. I know. I'll show you how to get blazing blood. You need an emulator and controller ready. When blazes spawn and fall into the drone, these blazes will start to die. Now, some might ask me, how do I get blazes where I am? Well, it's quite simple. Okay, you have to use a blaze spawner mod, or customize it yourself. The Smeltery controller can't have items inside. We can't put spawners in the controller due to mod limitations, but we can do things like I'll show. If you want a wide furnace, you can make it. I might have gone too wide now. Oh, it's coming out. What shade of red? But what I mean is you can make the area as big as possible. A blaze spawner reaches out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks on each side. Got it? And it's 3 blocks high above and below, alright? That's the range for any type. And as you can see here, this one's well. If I grab a blaze, not sure if it works right away. Let's see, if I get a blaze, does it start herding? I'll add 2 levels. I know this is super expensive, but just curious, you know? If you kill it, I'll kill it. Well, no, but what's the element responsible for killing the blazes? Right, let's start testing, shall we? I'll place a blaze here. Let's add a fuel tank, for example. That's the element, okay? Obviously, I knew that already, right? I was just checking if you were paying attention. As you can see, the blazing blood has been depleting. Let's see, I think so, right? Let's see. Yes, indeed, it's being used up, okay? So here, for example, this is filling up with blazing blood, all right? In this case, since we're getting the blaze, it'd be good to get a drain and a faucet, okay? Put the drain here, the faucet. Grab another faucet, do it like that, and invert to drain. Not sure if it worked. I'm happy to score a trip. I'm going to start summoning blazes like crazy, okay? I right-click here, and is it filling up? Yes, okay. Well, that's it. There we'd have a fuel tank farm, literally, okay? You might say, but this isn't always active. It's very... not much use. Just grab a lever, right click like this, okay? I'll make it more effective so you can see it better. As you can see, whenever something's missing, this will auto-fill it. There you go, okay? See how easy it is to get blazing blood, huh? If it's a farm, it'll keep filling up automatically. You might ask, can I take this with me? Yes, you can break it and take it, alright? If you want to move it, I'd suggest doing this, okay? Just grab here, make a small hole. There it is. Got it? Well, maybe not ideal, as you'll use up blood from here. What I recommend is storing from here, okay? From the smeltery. Let the smeltery fill up completely before you start emptying. Here's an interesting method, you know? Put a bunch of select channels here, okay? Add tanks, open all this up, and you'll have the best fuel. Got it? That's why I'm taking so long to explain. From there, sorry, it's not that you activate. Here, you'll close this and start filling in the different parts. When this one's filled, the next one will be filled, okay? Let's see if we can see it. I'm going to take this tank here. I don't think this tank is useful, okay? Fill this part and then we'll play with the faucets, alright? Not working for me, that's why I'm saying. But anyway, start playing with the faucet, okay? You'll see how you can do it easily without any problem. I think I have them pointing the wrong way. See the arrows? I think I've done it. Just a matter of playing around with it, okay? But we've got the important...
How does the Foundry controller work? What's this element here? The Foundry controller is basically the next level up from the Smeltery controller, and it works just like the Smeltery, okay? The main difference is that instead of using seared bricks, we'll use scorched brick. We need a 3x3 base minimum, but we can extend it further as we've done here. Now let's place this here. Okay, one. Corners aren't needed. I'm just being creative, but they're not necessary. Oh, actually, yes. They are needed. Well. The other one didn't need them, okay? As you can see, it shows you. It also shows me to put, let's see, this bottom part. I bet you have to put the bottom part too, eh? Okay, this small part is missing. The mod is really well made, huh? Okay, so as you can see, if I right-click, the Foundry appears. The Foundry works exactly like the Smeltery. It needs a fluid tank, okay? And so when working, it'll melt the different elements we put in. That's about it.
How do you get any tool cast? There are different types. Sand and gold casts. Honestly, I've never used sand casts and think it's quite foolish. Not for nothing, but sand casts are single use while gold ones are permanent. So if you're playing the mod, make them permanent from the start. If you can't even get a gold ingot, I'm sorry, but I think you shouldn't be using Tinker's construct yet. Tinker's is an advanced mod that requires certain items to be useful. You can see the kind of items you need right here. You can use Tinker's early on, but it's most beneficial later. When you really start to benefit, you'll already have gold unlocked. So we'll skip the sand ones and I'll show you how to make the gold one, which is the cool one. First, we'll need a smelter and controller. I won't go into detail on how to make. Basically, grab a smelter and controller, make a 3x3 set of bricks, plop, put the smelter and controller here. Around it like this. It can be much wider. We're doing 3x3 just for this demo. As you can see, this one's huge and it's already working. Now, first thing we do is get some gold. Do ingots work? Oh, sorry, we need to put them here. Do the ingots work? That's a good question. Let's try again, just because they don't work. As you can see, they're blue. Means it's not melt. We need a tank. Let's get a fluid tank. Could be a heater too. I'll try it. Never have before, but I'm in noob mode now. Can't be a tank with any blazing blood. Right click and the lava is added. Everything will melt and we'll have gold. We'll get a drain. It's ice longcraft. Make a faucet and casting table. Place the drain, put on the faucet and set. Right click to check if it works. It should. As you see, liquid gold comes out. Nothing here as I'm in the corner. It's not needed. As you can see, gold comes out of the spout. Right click and it makes a plate. It makes gold bars here. I don't know why. Important to know, you can burn it. If you mess up, just toss it and try again. So what we're gonna do is, let's say we want an ingot shape. Put in any ingot, then right. Don't put an ingot on the right or you'll lose it. Now we have the gold cap. Right click for gold ingot. Works for literally. Use a wooden axe head. Fill with gold, get a gold card. How do you get a wooden small axe head? You use the main tool, the part builder. Here you'll find all the craft parts with power. How does the Tinker's Handbill work? The Tinker's Handbill lets us craft tools made of different materials. Let's grab this and, for example, make a pickaxe by selecting it here and adding what it needs. A stick, a tool binding, and a pick head.
Sorry, that's not the pickaxe I meant to make. There it is. Let's add the tool binding.
Now it lets me create the manual and pickaxe. Besides that, we can add many more elements, which is the cool part. If we place a pickaxe here, it shows 3 upgrades, 1 ability. Those are some of the things it allows us to do. We can improve the pickaxe with various add-ons to enhance our tool. All this info on what each thing does is in the books you find by searching book. The Encyclopedia of Tinkering has details on abilities and their effects.
You can check that out for more information.
How do you craft any tool? Well, let's go to Anvil, which is the place to be. Here we can craft all tools. That's why I said Anvil is the way to go. Let's say we want to make a sword. To make a sword, we need 2 sticks, which I already know, and a slightly wider stick. I know this one's called a small blade, and it needs a tool handle. It asks for 2, so let's use different colors just for fun. Select the sword again, place the tool handles and the small blade. Now we can make the sword even a mini. So there we have our little sword. This process applies to other items too. What if we don't know the name of an item they're asking for? We'd need to go to a part table or part builder, where we can see drawings of each item. It shows us there. Hover over it to see the name. You might say, oh, I don't want to craft the part builder. If you've gotten this far, you should have it already. It shouldn't be an issue. It only costs 1 log, so that's all there is to it. How can you get more skills for your tool? Well, one way to add a skill is with the dragon head. As you can see, this item has 1 ability. If I add the dragon head, it says you've conquered the end. This head guarantees better alliances and a 2nd skill slot. So instead of 1 skill, you now have 2. That's how you do it. How can you make your tool unbreakable? This involves a whole process. I'm using version 1. 19.2, we need to use emerald reinforcement. It used to be called iron reinforcement or something similar. It was like Iron Forge or something like that. As I mentioned, I'm on version 1, 18.2. So what we do is start filling this in. And as you can see, we have something called reinforced here. We need to upgrade this reinforced to level 5 or to the level, well, it allows me to use it at level 3 to the highest level possible. So for this, I think we'll need to add all of these items. I'm going to check it. Indeed, I'll add all of them. Now it has reinforced. What items did I use for this? I used a dragon head, a Vulcan quill, any disc, a skeleton head, and an end crystal. Now we have reinforced 5, but it's not enough. Next, we'll cover it with diamond and then netherite. Let's remove this. Cover it with diamond, then cover it with netherite. As you can see, the durability of our tool has increased significantly. To make it unbreakable, we'll use 2 netherite ingots, 2 shulker shells, and a dragon's breath. We'll put all these elements in at once. Boom, boom, and the dragon's breath. And there we have it. A tool that's completely unbreakable. As you can see, it says unbreakable right here, and that's it. That's how we can make our tool unbreakable. How can we make our tools mine faster? Well, this is done with redstone. The redstone block, as you can see, it won't let me with this sword. I'll try a normal pickaxe. Let's see if it works right away. Yes, it does. When you add redstone, it gives you haste, okay? You can add it multiple times, as we're seeing here. It only let me add it 3 times, but you can add more, okay? You can add more by getting a good base of upgrades like a dragon head, a disc, a skeleton head, and an end crystal. You put that base there, and then you can add much more. Well, after upgrading it to netherite. Okay, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to grab a diamond ingot here. Let's see. Diamond. It won't let me. I need an upgrade because I didn't add all this. Sorry. I'm going to add it now. Okay, it needs the head and it needs... What else? More? Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? We improved it with all this and you'll see what I can add now. Now I add the diamond. Perfect. Dipped in netherite. And now it lets me... It allows me to add more redstone and upgrades, okay? So this pickaxe now mines much faster. Got it? Let's grab the normal amethyst pickaxe. Let's see if I can view it normally without mining anything. The mining tier, as you saw, is the same. The durability, as you can see, not at all. The damage isn't different either. As you can see, it shows mining speed 7.7 and 39.88. Diamond mining tier, netherite mining tier. Well, comparing them seems silly, but let's grab some of this obsidian. I'm not sure how long each will take. Alright, I'll start mining it. Look at the top, guys. The videos have cuts, so watch the top. Let's see how it progresses. Normal pickaxe. It's going slowly. Now let's try the other one. Let's see how fast it goes. Bam, 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 bam. See how fast it's going? Back to the other one. Super slow, super slow. Now the other one again. So there you have it. Proof I'm not lying to you. Alright, how can we know what each element does in Tinker? We might have seen tutorials on the best tools, which I'll show on the channel, but first I want to teach you to fish for yourself. For this, we'll grab a book and go to the Tinkering Encyclopedia, crafted with a book and molten gold. Pretty simple to make. Right click, made by Selena. And as you can see, we have info on the tools here, the various existing tools, information about armor. Here are staffs and everything, upgrades, what types of upgrades exist, tools, types of defendings without slot, abilities, important stuff. And here we have a bit about products and interesting things we can do with different materials in the mod, properties of various tools. We have literally all materials, even range material for making ranged weapons, and they list the best materials theoretically. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Not all, but most of them are pretty good. So if you want to go for the best of them, how to get the best helmet in tinkering, this helmet gives us more speed, triple jump, full protection, and extra space. How do we start? We'll grab an anvil and use different elements: a skeleton slime skull, dragon head, book and quill, music disc, skeleton skull, and end crystal. We'll start adding these elements. Next, we'll add lots of emerald reinforcement, as many as we can. And that's it. Ideally, before this step, add a diamond ingot and a netherite ingot. Now, we'll upgrade this until the reinforcement level on the right shows level 5. There it is. As you can see, we've got it. Next, we'll add 2 netherite ingots, 2 sugar shell ingots, and a dragon's breath. This will make it immortal, or rather unbreakable. So let's grab this element. There it is. We'll use this one. Next, we need 2 fish, 2 kelp, and a crystal. Then add netherite scrap, 2 crystal bottles, 2 copper, and fuel. Well, a tank, any type will do. Let's go over there. We do this, add netherite scrap, 2 crystal bottles, 2 copper, and the tank. And there we have the ultimate helmet. We simply equip the ultimate helmet. As you see, right-clicking milk fills it up to 1000. To use the helmet skill, go to options, controls, keybinds, find tinkers. It says helmet interaction Z. Let's set it to enter, and when we press enter, it should drink the milk and give us. I see it's getting tough, plus all the other benefits the helmet provides. So there you have it. How to craft the best chest plate. We'll make a cobalt chest plate using 1 cobalt and 1 leather. We'll craft a cobalt chest plate and add items one by one in the Tinker's Construct table. We'll add a dragon head, a blaze rod, a music disc, skeleton head, and an end crystal. Next, we'll add a golden apple, an emerald, a diamond, and a netherite ingot, all in this specific order. We'll add a netherite scrap and as many redstone blocks as possible. We'll insert them in stack. We'll put the whole stack in and let it absorb as much as it can. It should absorb much more now due to previous upgrades. Then we'll take the cobalt reinforcement and do the same. We'll stack it until it can't take it. Finally, we have this chest plate here, which clearly isn't as upgraded as the one I've got. There it is. It has all these enhancements. This tool doesn't break. Well, it does break. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, it does break. It does break. As you can see, it boosts mining speed, gives 50% resistance, 8 armor, 3 armor toughness, meaning attackers will be knocked out, plus knockback resistance. Basically, this chest plate tanks a ton of damage when you're attacked and pushes attackers back, which is pretty overpowered in my opinion. How to get the best legging? We'll make slime shell leggings using ender slime shulker shell. Ender slime is made with ender slime. Got it? So, what we're going to do is in an anvil, specifically Pinker's anvil, we'll add a dragon head, a book and quill, any music disc, a skeleton head. We'll add an end crystal, an emerald, a diamond, a netherite ingot, and netherite scrap. All of this in this bottle, and then all at once we'll add an ingot of... See how this interface lets you add different items at once? In the center we'll put the pants, then an iron ingot, 2 leather, and 2 shulker shells, okay? Then we'll add loads of redstone blocks. We'll take a whole stack, and sorry, we'll do it like this. Add loads, boom, 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 boom. Got it? We'll do exactly the same with the slime steel reinforcement, alright? Slime steel, there we have it. We apply plenty of slime steel. And finally, we'll have these pants. These pants give us, beyond all the obvious stats, such as the armor thunder, knockback resistance, plus 30% speed. They'll give us speed, they'll give us a ton of things, including all this storage here, okay? You might ask, if I wear all the pants, can I open it? Okay, I think it's with I, okay? Pressing I opens this interface, and as you can see, just these pants alone give us all this speed, so there you have it. How do I actually help we get the best boot? We'll make slime boots using ender slime and rabbit's foot, then add dragon's head, book and quill, disc, skeleton skull, end crystal, emerald, diamond, netherite ingot, and netherite crab in that order. We'll add tons of glowstone, a whole stack. Let's grab the Tinker's anvil and pile it on until it can't take anymore. Next, we'll do this 3 times, place 2 magma blocks and 1 crying obsidian. So we need 6 magma blocks and 3 crying obsidian. I'm not sure if it'll let me, but it does. We'd repeat this process 3 times. Finally, we'll have these boots with light speed 3, which basically gives us more speed, bouncy, and leaping. They're pretty overpowered, as you can see. Armor toughness 2, knockback resist, a really good boot. They let us jump a bit higher. So yeah, there you have it. How do you craft a pickaxe in Tinker's Construct? Well, to do this, we'll basically need... I recommend you can use a Tinker Station, alright? As you can see, we need a stick, this, and this, okay? What's this? They're asking for a tool handle, a tool binding, and a pick head. Got it? So we'll select the pickaxe, choose this part here. It's a pick, see? This looks like a weird half tool. Now we'll add the tool handle, the tool binding, and the pick head, okay? We craft it, and now we've got our own custom pickaxe. Just how we want it, see? It doesn't have to be this type. It can be any other. How to create the best pickaxe with Silk Touch in the Tinker's mod. We'll start with a hepatize and peak head, a rose gold tool handle, and a rose gold tool binding. We'll place these parts to make our base pickaxe. We'll start assembling it using the tinker's handbill with a dragon head, book and quill, music disc, skeleton skull, end crystal, a diamond, and a netherite ingot. Add these one by one. Place the dragon head, and there you have it. Next, we'll take the reinforcement and apply it to stack. We'll max it out until it won't let us add any more. Then we'll add 2 netherite ingots, 2 shulkers, and a dragon's breath. We'll take all of these, right click, and apply them. Perfect. There we have. We add everything, but as you see, it won't let me because I need all the other items. This will make our pickaxe unbreakable. We add a netherite scrap, put redstone blocks back in stack. Finally, we add 5 silky touch. These will essentially give the pickaxe the silk touch enchantment. The redstone blocks will make the pickaxe mine much faster. Let's do it. Now it has silky touch, so what happens? We've just upgraded from a normal diamond pickaxe. Let's move over here so you can see the efficiency. We'll grab a diamond pickaxe for comparison. Well, it doesn't show the mining speed. It's 24.75, so it's not the fastest mining pickaxe. Let's try this. As you can see, I can mine at my speed, but this silky touch pickaxe mines much faster like this. Perfect. Again, it's not the pickaxe that mines the faster, but it does give us more melee speed. It has infinite durability, which I think is much more valuable for a pickaxe with silky touch. How to create the best fortune pickaxe. Okay, so for this you'll need various minerals. We'll use a netherite pickaxe, a high school binding, and a rose gold handle. We'll combine these elements, and as you can see, we'll select the pickaxe here to craft this tool. We'll end up with the ultimate fortune pickaxe. In this setup, we'll add a dragon head, a Bugatti skull, a grand crystal, a diamond, and netherite in this order. Okay, let's grab each of these items. All right, we'll take the pickaxe, attach it, then move to the next step. Okay, now let's add the force enchantment, stacking it up to the max, 1, 2, and so on until we can't add more. Got it. Next, we'll add 2 ingots, 2 shulker shells, and a dragon's breath. Okay, all at once. All right, this will make it unbreakable. Well, this will indeed make it unbreakable. Okay, if we don't want it unbreakable, which I didn't plan for in this build, let's see, I'll grab it. Indeed, I don't have it set as unbreakable here. Okay, so we can move on to the next plan, which would be to enhance the bags, right? We'll use 2 copper ingots, 2 lapis lazuli blocks, a flower, 2 gold ingots twice, 5 at a time, then 2 rose gold, a diamond, rabbit's foot, and a gamepad to make this pickaxe. Okay, this pickaxe here is something much crazier. Okay, we've got a pickaxe that basically has fortune, right? Obviously, it doesn't have the best mining speed, okay? But look, it just gave me 4 coal from 1 block, and it's pretty overpowered, okay? So there you have it. How do you craft a hammer in Tinker? For this, we'll need a Tinkers and Builds or a tool to craft part, like a tinker station, okay? And we'll select, oh, you can't do it in a tinker station. All right then, Tinkers and Builds it is. We'll select the hammer there, which would be here. As you can see, we need to stick this and 2 creeper things, right? What are these things? Well, they're a hammerhead, okay? A large plate, 2 large plates, and a tough handle. Okay, so basically once you have these elements, you go here, select the hammer, put the elements here, and there you have your very own hammer. How to craft the ultimate hammer? We'll start by making a hammerhead, a rose gold large plate 2, and a rose gold tough handle. Over here in Tinker's Construct, we select these parts, combine them, and create our hammer, our hepatitism rose gold fletch hammer. Next, we'll select these items, a dragon's head, bug and quill, music disc, skeleton skull, end crystal, diamond, and netherite ingot. We'll add these one by one, not all at once. Now we'll max out the emerald reinforcement. We'll add these 5 at once. 2 netherite ingots, 2 shulker shells, and 1 dragon's breath. Then we add a netherite crab, 2 copper ingots, 2 lapis lazuli block, 1 cornflower, 2 gold ingots, 2 ender pearl, 1 golden carrot, 2 rose gold ingots, 1 diamond, 1 rabbit's foot, 1 name. Finally, we'll max out the gunpowder as well. We pile it on, if I recall correctly. Indeed, we'll add as much as possible until it maxes out. We'll end up with this hammer here, which would be the best. It lets us mine in a 3x3 area at a decent speed. If you think this is overpowered, let me know, but I find it insane. Plus, it's unbreakable. It has a mining speed of 5.78. Not excessive, but not bad at all. It deals 9.51 damage, I think. Oh, that's it.
How do you craft an excavator? For that, we need a tinker's anvil.
As you can see here, this shovel is an excavator. We'll need 2 tog handles and 2 large plates. Basically, what we're going to do is select the excavator. I'll grab the large plate. We'll take the part, put them all together, and there we have it, our excavator. How can you get the best excavator in Tinker? You'll need 2 rose gold top handles, a rose gold large plate, and an epithys and large plate. Let's put these selected parts in the Tinkers and Builds excavator set. As you can see, the layout doesn't matter. You can swap elements without changing the stat. Now, let's use Tinkers and Builds to add a dragon's head as an example. We'll add these one by one. Dragon's head, book and quill, music disc, skeleton skull, end crystal, diamond, and netherite. Next, we'll add stacks of emerald reinforcement as possible. We'll keep adding stacks 1, 2, 3 until it's full. Lastly, add 2 netherite ingots, 2 sugar shells, and a dragon's breath, all 5 at once. We add a netherite scrap, an expanded crystal, 2 ichor balls, and red sand sack block. You can't get ichor balls due to incompatibility with Thorncraft or blood magic. Don't worry, it's load up on red sand blocks, just like with the ichor ball and emerald reinforcement. We'll end up with this excavator. This excavator has a mining speed of 8 and is unbreakable. It doesn't say it here, but it's unbreakable. To give you an idea, it has the expander. Basically, it mines. I can't show it well here as it's not all dirt, but I'll toss it in a moment. It mines a 5x3 area, which is great because it digs more. How do you craft an axe in Tinker's Construct? For that, we'll need a top handle, a tool binding, an axe head, and a pick head. So let's go over here and select the axe, which is this one right here. We can make a regular axe too, but I'm going for the other axe, the road axe or flat axe, and that's it. That's how it's done. For the normal axe, as you can see, it's similar, but we need an axe head and the handle is soft. This would be a top handle, but it's actually a regular handle. It would be a tool handle. To get the most epic Tinker's axe, we'll use a rose gold top handle, binding, and plate. We'll put it all in a Tinker's table. Selecting the axe here, got it. We'll assemble it to get the rose gold road axe. Then one by one, we'll add a dragon head, book and quill, music disc, skeleton skull, crystal, diamond, and netherite ingot. After that, we'll max out the emerald reinforcement. Okay? Keep adding emeralds until it won't take any more. Then add 2 dragon ingots and dragon essence, these 5 items at once. Add netherite, then max out ICO. Got it. Stack as much as we can. Don't worry if we run out. It's an element that needs mob compatibility, but it's not essential. We need crystal spam, okay? We add this redstone block and end up with this rose gold. Sorry, my bad. So what does this do? Well, I look at a tree and everything above vanishes. Tree's gone, but if I mine just the top, the blocks below stay put. So we have an unbreakable axe that breaks everything and deals a whopping 13 damage. Pretty insane, right? How to get a cleaver and craft it. You'll need 2 top handles, a broad blade, and a large blade. Basically, select the cleaver, place all these items, and you'll craft the cleaver without any issue. So that's it. How to get the most epic cleaver? Well, we'll start with 2 top handles, 1 broad blade, and 1 large blade. We'll put it all together by selecting the cleaver in a Tinker's table, giving us a rose gold cleaver. Now we'll add these elements one by one. For example, we'll add the dragon head individually. We'll add the bug and quill, music disc, skeleton skull, end crystal, diamond, and netherite ingot. Next, we'll take emerald reinforcement and stack it. We'll max it out until it won't let us add any more. Then we'll add 2 netherite ingots, 2 shulker shells, and 1 drowned bread. We'll put all 5 items at once in the 5 remaining slots here. We'll add 2 copper ingots, 2 lapis lazuli block, and 1 cornflower, 2 gold ingots, 2 ender pearls, and 1 golden carrot, 1 diamond, 2 rose gold, 1 name tag, and 1 rabbit's foot. And we'll end up with this cleaver, which is basically the best one. It has 9.1 damage and is unbreakable. That's pretty awesome, especially for looting and all that. It's a tool that strikes fear. Mobs won't drop loot for me since I have it disabled, but it's mainly focused on that kind. How do you craft a sword in Tinker? We'll need 2 tool handles and a small blade. Then head to the Tinker's anvil or station, either works. Place these 2 items, got it? Simply select the sword icon here. Now, put the tool handles here and the small blade there. Any type works, okay? The materials don't matter. And there you have it, a custom sword, see? So how do you get the best sword possible in Tinker's Construct? Well, I'm about to throw you a curveball, okay? I'll show you the best sword, but the best damage dealing tool isn't actually a sword, alright? Here, I'll show you the end result. The best sword does 9.28 damage, but this tool, for example, does 2 5.35 Komagod, which is totally overpowered, right? So, I'll first teach you how to craft the sword, okay? We make 2 manilium tool handles and 1 small blade. We go to a Tinker's anvil and put the manilium parts in the blade, and there's our sword. Then to make what I want, a broad axe, we take a top handle, a broad axe head, both manilium. The material type is I didn't mention these 2 are manilium, these are rose gold. So we take a rose gold tool binding and a manilium pickaxe head, okay? Then we select the axe here and assemble all the parts, got it? So we end up with this, the manilium broad axe. Now we'll do the same for both, alright? I won't go through them one by one. We'll grab the dragon's head, okay? For both, add the dragon head one by one, item by item. We add the dragon head, skeleton skull, bug and quill, music disc, earth crystal, golden apple, diamond, netherite ingot, netherite scrap. You need to add a full stack of quartz, 64, but only once, got it? We add the strength crystal, though I recall using the cactus crystal by mistake in the final result, okay? So we'll use the strength crystal to show it deals even more damage, alright? I'm putting all the elements there. Let's grab a full stack of quartz here, as we said, okay? Show what I mean by a lot. Put it like this and throw it once. It'll let you add more, but just one. Now, let's try the strength. Like it won't let me, huh? Well, maybe. Okay, let's put the cactus. What the cactus does is, I think it's even better. Right? Strength doesn't really explain what cactus gives you a bit of pierce, okay? Pierce is basically, it melts opponent's armor, ignoring it completely, which is pretty insane, right? Especially when playing with mobs. So let's grab some emerald reinforcement. We'll add as much emerald reinforcement as possible. Okay, as many as we can. Bam, bam, bam. Until the mod stops us. There we go. Now add 2 netherite ingot, shulker shells, and dragon's breath to make it unbreakable. It's true we're sacrificing another potential upgrade to make the item unbreakable, but in this case, well, I must have missed something, huh? I'm not sure what it is, but I prefer to do it this way, okay? As you can see, the unbreakable object ends there. And removing 25.35. What does this mean? Well, it means if I grab an enderman and go with the charged axe right now, I don't kill it in one hit. Let's see. I leave it half dead, huh? Oh, this turned out badly. But as you can see, I deal massive damage. In other words, we'd be killing, most Minecraft mobs would die in one hit. This isn't enchanted, but I could enchant it more. No, it can't be enchanted, that's it. How to repair any tinker's tool, okay? Here's something quite interesting. There'll be times when we want to repair a tool. For example, say we want to fix this cobalt tool. What do we need? Well, cobalt, but that's obvious. But if we want to repair a composite tool, like this pickaxe made of hepatizin and rose gold, what then? As you see, when I hold it, it shows hepatizin pickaxe. So to repair it, we'll need to use hepatizin, okay? Hepatizin repair kit. We'll use the element it asks for, okay? This tool's unbreakable, so it's hard to demonstrate. I'll grab this manilium instead. See, it says the tool's not damaged. I'll damage it. There we go. As you can see, you can repair it with manilium, okay? So I'm repairing it for one use here. The repair kit probably repairs more extensively, right? Like one kit might fix all your armor, something like that. Okay, so that's basically it. It's done with the anvil, by the way, the tinker's anvil, and that's all. That's it for this guide, folks.